Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sharpshooters NBA podcast. My name is Danny Professional and I'm joined by the rest of the gang today. Let's start with the guy in the back. He's a champion in life and he's also got the hair of a champion, Jacob. Hey. This guy to my left is as competitive as Kobe and as lovable as Dirk. Alex effing baby.
Good morning!
He's finally off of the most wanted list of Virginia, but he's still on the most wanted list of our hearts.
Good morning.
Luke Jordan!
Free man. Good morning.
Jordan!
Good morning!
Mr. Reliable, Mr. Fix-It, Mr. Consistency. The list of nicknames goes on and on and on. We got Matt!
What's good, gentlemen?
What's good, brother?
This guy is as quick as a cat, relentless as a wolf, and as hot as the Miami Heat. We got Julian.
Hey, Matt, get those fingers ready, man. Let's get it popping. Let's get it dropping right now, man. Let's get it.
Everybody, please check us out on our social media accounts. We got Facebook at the Sharpshooters NBA Podcast, Twitter at Sharpshooter NBA, Instagram Sharpshooters NBA, YouTube YouTube NBA, iTunes and SoundCloud,
and
the
Google
Sharpshooters NBA Podcast.
Android, guys.
Let's get right into it. This week in the thread, Matt texted us and he said that he had just heard an interview or a discussion on the radio about whether or not the NFL is still going to be the most popular sport in 20 years. Now, we got curious, we did some research, and we found that the percentage of kids that are starting in tackle football is going down because CTE, all of the brain injuries that are associated with like blunt force trauma. So that is causing football really to lose a lot of kids that would get into it. So the question that we have and what we wanted to discuss is the NBA ready for that? Do we think they'll be there in 20 years? Like, what do you guys think? Matt, you started. This was your article, you started.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey. Like, when I heard it on the radio, obviously the radio guys, they're talking, their immediate concern was the NFL, like, okay, is the NFL going to still be the most popular sport? Like, why would it not be? But for me, obviously I'm a fan of both, but I'm a fan of the NBA. I do an NBA podcast, and my immediate question was, well, is the NBA ready to overtake that? And so I think for me, my immediate answer was no. Like we're looking at it right now, it was no. And so then my next question was, okay, what do they have to do?
20 years.
It's a lot. Yeah, exactly. Like 20 years, a lot can change. But we look at the NBA right now. The NBA is not even the second most popular sport.
It's the third baseball.
It's crazy, except in Alextown, because Alextown NBA is number one. 30 years.
This NBA right now?
The only sport.
Basketball is the best sport. That's what.
Basketball.
Luke, you had some statistics for us. What were some of those?
Well, my thing was with what Matt was saying that there's a chance they could be like more participation. I think the popularity and participation is two different things. Because the NFL, with what they do branding wise, owning an entire day, NBA is not even close to doing that.
That's true.
So NBA can be more popular participation, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere close to popular watching fan base and all of that.
And that's part of the point that I had, because I think football is hollowed because Sunday, Monday, Thursday, they're going for it. You know what you're expecting. Yeah. But you don't know for the NBA. Like, NBA, pretty much every day games are going on. Yeah. Sundays, a lot of times, people aren't watching. You get those, Pelicans, Sunday NBA TV games and stuff like that. And so they're trying to make days. They're trying to get the Saturdays and the Thursdays and all those things, but they're running against these. So in that, there's still a branding of getting into people's heads of, when are you expecting it? You don't know that you're going to get a certain
so
team.
I think NBA has to do a lot. Like right now, just current youth sports this past year, basketball actually had a lot more than football. One, because it's co-ed, so boys and girls can play. But basketball almost had 10 million youth playing, and football only had 3 million.
It's easier too.
But football was still way more popular.
That is a crazy stat. I didn't even know that.
You can pick up a basketball from the store, and then there you go. Your kid's pretty much good to play. You got to buy pads. You got to buy cleats. You got to do all this for your kid.
Yeah.
So
So even with that, NFL is still way more popular.
Yeah.
You got to think, like, most schools can put together a basketball team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, most public schools and stuff, I mean, all you got to have is a court, and, like, most people have a gym. You know, like, that's obviously a common thing, but not everybody can build a football stadium and supply, you know, pads and all that equipment for all their kids, like you said. And, like, even back to what you were saying, Alex, about the TV, you know, and owning a day and all those things, like, even, it's funny, like, even the NBA's only main, like, during the week, their only game, like, on a major network that, like, you don't necessarily have to buy, you know, you don't have to have cable, is ABC. That's on Sunday, and it literally competes with the NFL.
And it's not even the whole year.
It's not,
it starts maybe Christmas time, and then it goes from there.
And I think... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, like, so, to me, that was a big thing for me. The NBA has to get on more major networks. You can't just... I know ABC would get so pissed about that because I'm sure they love having exclusive rights to the finals and everything.
Screwed over though. Like look at NBA on TNT and versus the guys on the ESPN people.
So
it's like, I watch on mute a lot of times on ABC.
I don't want to listen to
I don't watch halftime.
I'd rather listen to Jules. Me and Jules talk about it.
I'd rather have us talk about it than them. We have our own halftime show.
I think in order for the NBA to really take over that spot, to leapfrog baseball and to, you know, get to that number one spot, is for just kids to really start playing into it, like, progress in that. And even if it's just a high school, now you have dads that are like, oh yeah, I played football when I was in high school, so I'm going to let my kid get into it. But if that slowly goes away because of what's been going on with like the health issues, then that's going to, 20 years from now, be like, I played basketball when I was growing up, so of course I'm going to, I had an amazing time, of course I'm going to put my kid
The
there.
thing with that, though, a lot of football fans that I know never play football in their life. A lot of them don't even know that much about football, and they're still like a die-hard Cowboys fan or something just because of the culture and going to the games and spending time with the family on game day. So football is unique because you don't even have to play football or even know about football, and you can just be a die-hard fan for your city.
So other than changing networks, what do you guys think that they have to do in order to make them more appealing?
I think as far as presenting the game, I think fundamentals need to be emphasized again. There's this AAU culture that has people basically learning how to have their hoop mixtape shown all over the place. You get the right coaches, the right teammates, and you end up killing it, and you make a name for yourself, but you don't necessarily learn how to play basketball. And I think that's the biggest gripe for me right now.
It's huge.
And so between that and parity, I think it's tough to watch the NBA and not have to watch the season and know that the Warriors are going to be in the finals for the next probably 2 or 3 years barring injury. And even if there is an injury to one of their stars, they still might make the finals. And so the intrigue of the league has left a little bit fundamentally and competitively.
I agree.
So you could do a lot of things with that, but I wanted to at least bring it up.
NFL is complete. Parity is crazy. Even though the Patriots are
in the playoffs.
dominating, it's like the Patriots are down. But there's years where they just lose one. Like you lose one game and it's done.
Lost to the Giants.
And like the Panthers,
6th seed. The Giants are the 6th seed.
And they also play. But like the Panthers last year, 15-1. Then they make it to the Super Bowl, they lose, and where were they this last year? 6-10,
wins.
And they pretty much kept everybody except Josh Norman and maybe a few small pieces.
Yeah, it's just everyone's so competitive.
So like everybody in that league is competitive. It's crazy.
It's tough. It's tough for the NBA because like I can speak on behalf of Wizards fans. It's hard for me to follow the Wizards all year.
Never talk about
the Wizards.
If I don't actually have hope that they're going to win. If I'm going into a game, I'm not going to buy tickets to go to a game knowing that they're going to lose this game.
They do that all the time.
It's not all the time. I would do it more. If they were winning like the Warriors, I would probably go to a lot more games. But there's not. I know they're not going to beat the Cavs. Or if playoffs time comes, they're not making it to the finals. I'm not buying tickets.
I think another thing they need to do too is also shorten their season because it's almost like overexposure. With football, you only have, 17 weeks?
16 games.
16 games.
Game matters. Everybody's playing every game, hurt or not.
Yeah, so that's
NBA,
it. But with basketball, you've got an 82-game season, and then on top of that, you have playoffs. Like, to me, that is a...
And it's much easier to watch even the NFL playoffs. Because, I mean, it's pretty much... you have 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, and then it goes like I think one game on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday, or something like that. Or
2 and then 1.
Yeah.
Because the wild card games.
In NBA playoffs, we saw how inconvenient that was.
God.
Having work in the morning and having to be up there like And it's just
game's not over till 1 a.m.
There's a cost. There's a price you have to pay to it. And even speaking to price, I think like salaries and stuff like that. There's a mentality with players like playing too many games and all that stuff. They're resting and stuff. But then even as far as what if they let the star players have no max for them, but still have a luxury tax, like a salary cap, a soft cap for the team. So therefore, you would probably not be able to have maybe more than 2 star players, and then after that you have to fill out your roster. So that spreads the wealth, like no pun intended, for the entire league, and you end up finding a competitive balance, whereas people can still get stars still get paid because there's this kind of like pamper the stud and all that
stuff. But
then
they can't afford a whole bunch of stars.
Yeah.
That's what you see in baseball, because baseball kind of has that soft cap, but there's no cap for what you can pay a player. So you have like Bryce Harper is about to get $400 million, and then the next closest player on this team is not even getting half of that.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to increase parity, that would just make it way more interesting because in the NHL this past off season, it was competitive everywhere from the 1 to the 8th seed.
Yeah.
Like in the Eastern Division, the top 3 or 4 teams are only separated by like 2 points. So it made every game mean something. So if you have an NBA season, even if it is 82 games, if it's super competitive, that's going to be awesome to watch all the way through.
All the way through.
So that's really, like, to me, I think that'd be great. Have some parity, shorten the season a little bit, let the guys rest up and like heal a little bit more, and then that way I think they would just come out like on fire that next.
Absolutely.
And fundamentals, please.
And fundamentals.
Yes.
I love basketball.
Team basketball. See it again.
Speaking of people kind of wanting to get paid, I shouldn't have started it like that because Kyrie is not really going to get paid unless he went for like his max deal. But I want to talk about Kyrie. I just, so that you listeners know, I did not want to talk about Kyrie.
Yes, when he brought it up, we were like, "Are you sure?" You were the guy that didn't want to watch.
I know, but here we are yet again. I heard later in the same day that Matt texted the group about what he heard. I heard that somebody compared Kyrie to Pippin. So Kyrie is to LeBron as Pippin was to MJ. And then he had a very good point. How is Kyrie going to form his legacy? And he went on to say that the only way that he does is if he wins a title. And so I was thinking, how does he form his legacy, and what's the best thing for him to do? Should he stay, or should he go? And if he goes, does he become a forgotten name? What do you guys think? I personally think he might become a forgotten name.
I don't think he's going to be forgotten.
Yeah, he won't be forgotten.
He won't be forgotten. That shot alone,
he's too good.
Is going to put his name out there enough. I think he should stay. Yep. I think he should stay.
For his legacy,
For his legacy, I think he should stay. I think he should let LeBron leave and stop whining about, if he's going to leave, why should I stay? No, you stay. Like, you were there when they sucked. So, obviously, we know what you did with a crappy team. Yeah. Let them build a team around you. Obviously, this team is built around LeBron. We know that. Yeah. Like, we know this team is not your team. You guys lose when LeBron doesn't play. It's not all your fault. It's partially your fault.
I mean, he tries hard. He hustles.
Yeah, but like, we know this team's not built around Kyrie Irving. Yeah. So let them build a team around you, and let's see what you can do. Stop whining and trying to go somewhere else.
Does he trust them to build a team around him? No, that's
the thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Because I think, as far as legacy, you could think of Kyrie and be like, oh man, he was there before and he was there after LeBron. Like, they'll have this warm, Cleveland fans will have this warm affection towards him and remember him greatly. But I think what he's doing is he's forcing LeBron leaving, and he's trying not to be a part of that mess. Yeah. So, he's making it look like, I want to be the star, blah, blah, blah. Homie, you're about to be the star next year. Don't worry about it. You know, like, just stick around for a little while, get to the finals. But he's trying to, like, turn it into this anti-LeBron thing, which he might just be anti-LeBron because he knows LeBron's going to leave him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. He knows he's going to leave.
I think part of it, part of it, like, I can't really hate on him too much at this point. Last week, I was completely against him leaving and everything. Yeah. But when I'm thinking more about it, he's not leaving for money. He's not just leaving, like, just because...
He's leaving for ego, though.
But
it's almost worse. You know?
It's not really weak, though. It's like a different thing. I disagree with his legacy because his best way for his legacy would be keep winning with LeBron. Yeah. But if he knows LeBron is leaving, and he was there in Cleveland before LeBron came back, and he saw how miserable it was and how bad they were, they weren't really making too many moves to build his team until LeBron came, and then all of a sudden they built it for LeBron.
Yeah.
So I can understand why he would maybe think, maybe I'll go to Boston because they're already building over there. Maybe I'll go to this place or that place. And there's a chance for him to have a better legacy, but he's not going to win if he's the only guy. That's not going to happen.
He's even showing his confidence in himself.
Yeah,
because if he really wants to be the star, then okay, let him build around. But instead, he needs to go join, Porzingis or
I don't even know what he wants
Butler
to join.
or whatever.
Because he says he doesn't want to be in LeBron's shadow, so it's kind of a weak move because he's
kind of hate on him, but kind of like him.
Kind of like him, yeah. Like I like that move better than KD's move, honestly. Like he might be delusional, thinking he's going to go take over a team and put the team on his back and win. But at least he's making a strong move, like I want to be the guy and try to win. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going somewhere expecting to lose.
He's not good enough to make that much of a. No matter what team he goes to.
Even Pippin, we're gonna compare him to Pippin. Even Jordan left him. Pippin. He was one game away from making it, and he should have made it. There was some bogus calls done in that game against the Knicks. But honestly, you're not that good, bro. Like you're really good on 2K. You're really good in Rucker Park.
Handles.
You're really good with your handles and your finishing.
Nice shoes.
But like, are you gonna? You're 6 feet. Are you gonna carry a team? We see how well Chris Paul carries a team.
Yeah,
he's small. He's a small guy. Like,
point. That's why you should go to the Clippers, man.
Yeah, I mean that was one of my biggest points for me was when he's with LeBron. Think about he's actually overrated when he's with LeBron. People look at Kyrie and they're like, oh, top 3 point guard in the league.
Come on.
You know? But he's not a top 3 point. He might not even be a top 3 in the East. Like, he probably is top 3. You know, like, I mean, I'm thinking like Wall. Like, you got Kemba. You know, you've got, I mean, like, stuff like that. But,
in the East,
but like, in the East, but like top 3 in the league. You know? So it's like, I feel like he's overrated with LeBron. People think of him higher. When he goes, he's gonna get exposed. If he goes somewhere, if he goes to Miami with Whiteside, gonna get exposed. Like even if you go to Minnesota with all those guys,
exposed by Dion Waiters.
Yeah, I mean we can say
go to Phoenix. Devin Booker's gonna light you up.
Right? I mean we can say that looking at him and knowing like we know how good he is and how he's not gonna be able to be by himself. But coming from his side, I can't really blame the guy if he thinks and he believes that I can go somewhere else and be the guy and take over. I can't really get mad at that.
I think he's trying to look like he believes that, but he actually doesn't believe that. That's why he wants to leave Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of a mind game.
Because he is taking less money to go somewhere else, pretty much.
I just feel like if he leaves and goes to a team that doesn't build around him, he's really just going to another situation sans LeBron.
Yeah.
It's just his ego that's getting in the way.
He becomes Gilbert Arenas instead of talking about Scottie Pippen. So if we're talking legacy, Gilbert or Scottie, who do you want?
Speaking of Gilbert Arenas, on Bleacher Report, they had a list of the top overrated players. And we're going to talk about it. On that list was Rondo, was Aldridge, and Arenas. What do you guys think? Who else is overrated? Let's just do it. Let's just get into it. Who else is overrated?
There's a lot of overhyped players. I have a couple of overhyped players myself on here, and I think it's very interesting. I placed them where they were drafted and things like that, and did they live up to that kind of thing? Yeah. Like, for me, overhyped, Stromile Swift. Yeah.
Why was I was actually hype about him because they talked about
second overall pick,
him being able to reach to the top of the backboard.
Yep.
So I was like, oh man.
I mean, he could dunk. Athleticism was off the charts, but did he do anything in the league? He didn't do much of anything. And I mean, when you come in, I mean, obviously we knew, like you said, leap out the gym, doing all this crazy stuff, but was he any good? No, he wasn't. He couldn't do anything. He averaged like maybe 5 points, I think, 6 points in his career, something like that, something pathetic. Another guy for me that I really want to talk about, and everybody knows this guy. Everybody loves this guy, Kwame Brown.
That's top of my list.
I mean, come on. The biggest thing that made him overhyped,
Brunswick, Georgia, shout out,
is that he came out of the league from high school. and you average in your career 6.6 points.
Ooh.
That's
From high school?
In high school, he was dominating high school.
Yeah,
he was killing it in high school.
He
wasn't on the
straight out of high school to 6.6.
6.6 in his career,
He
entire career. And I think that's pathetic. So those two guys for me are two of the main guys that for me the waste of time. Like Stromile Swift, I mean,
Kwame couldn't even catch the ball.
His hands were so little.
He got small hands.
Yeah, exactly. But Stromile Swift, I think he had potential to be good, and this is a guy that never started more than 26 games in a season, and he was the second overall pick for them. That's bad. Pretty bad to me.
Dang.
Stromile Emmanuel Swift.
That's crazy.
One of the guys that I had was Ricky Rubio.
Yeah,
he was playing pretty Ricky. He's one of the prettiest players I've ever seen in my life.
Like skill set or like
pretty passes.
Can't forget about Golden
DJs.
No, but he was playing in the Olympics against the Kobe Dream Team, the Redeem Team, the 08 team, and stuff like that. And they were saying like, oh, watch out for this kid. He hurt his wrist or his fingers or whatever it was, and he still played like a man. He manned up and came in the league. And so everybody was really interested in what he could become. But he came into the league and he was injured a bunch. He really couldn't shoot that well. He was good defensively.
He was good defensively.
He didn't really bring. He was flashy with his passes, but he didn't bring that intangible side to it that he really needed.
Yeah.
He did have good hustle though. He tried. Nobody can say Ricky never tried. All right.
He was definitely a little overhyped.
He was definitely overhyped. I thought he would be really not really great, but good. Like you said, and he just never developed that shot. So nobody.
My current overrated player right now is definitely James Harden.
Yeah.
Definitely James Harden.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, it's
overhyped. I don't think he's overrated.
Really?
I think he's overhyped.
If you watch the games, all his points and stuff right now are because of him drawing fouls.
Yeah.
If the rules were different, he would
defense.
not even be like a top 50 player in the league right now.
Yeah. If the game wasn't
Hot take.
if the game wasn't so soft, he wouldn't be getting all these free throws, and he'd be averaging 18 points a game.
I think he's overhyped.
As soon as the rest weren't giving him calls, we saw what happened in the playoffs. All of a sudden,
and he
can't
gives
do
up.
anything.
He gives up, too.
He disappeared.
You have to have heart. Beyond that, if you get stuck like that, you have to find a way to get it done.
Well, I saw it when he was the man. I saw it when he was the sixth man, and when he was in OKC. He just shrunk in those series too. He just passed it. He shot 4 shots a game or something.
Horrible.
Garbage. I was just like,
you can't have the main aspect of your game drawing fouls.
Yeah.
That can't be your biggest skill set, drawing fouls.
Yeah, Meadow elbowed him one day. Shattered his world. Plow, plow.
Speaking of another guy that's doesn't really show up for big games and stuff, the Brow, Anthony Davis. He's overhyped.
He's
overhyped.
Really good.
People have been saying for the past 3 years, oh, this is his season. He's going to be the MVP. He's going to be the MVP. He's not even in the conversation at the end of the year for him.
He's got numbers.
I think he is still young enough, though.
What?
It's not that he
James
can't
Harden's
turn
young.
He can't turn. It's not that he can't turn around. It's that
Right
what
now
was
he's
expected of him.
overrated.
He got to be on the dream team and sit with those guys and play garbage minutes and practice against those guys.
Yeah.
He got to come in, have a whole team backing him and say, okay, we're gonna build around you. We're gonna let you be you. And so even in this context, what Kyrie's looking for, he's looking for people to build around him and let him be him, and he's gonna shine. His numbers are gonna get better.
Yeah.
In that, Anthony Davis has some of the greatest PR seasons we've ever seen. But at the same time, you watch him and it's like, okay, you need to be the third best player on a championship team. Like, you can't. You can't be number one.
You can't be number one.
Yeah.
You can't be number one. Not with what he's doing. Sebastian Telfair.
Oh.
Right out of high school
Through
with
the
the
fire.
handles. Kill it. Through the fire, bro.
That was so good.
That was good. I watched that thing like 3 or 4 times. But I was like, what is this guy doing? Straight out of school. He had handles. He was killing it. And then he got into the league. Trouble off the court, trouble on the court. He was terrible. He just ended up being terrible.
Left straight from high school.
7 points, 3.5 assists per game in your career. Never started more than 50 games. That's just not good enough. If you're getting drafted out of high school.
I think if he would have gone to college and developed, he actually could have been.
If he would have went to Louisville, I think he would have been something. I think he could have been.
That's a good one. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yep, exactly. That's sad.
All right, guys, we're going to go into our final segment of the day. And this is going to be the final segment
for a while.
For Matt.
For me, yeah.
Because he's going to be leading us to go to college and follow some dreams.
Higher education.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we're sad that he won't be here, and I know you in the Sharpshooter fam are going to be sad too, but...
Embrace your dreams.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to come back smarter, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back smarter.
So we're going to go into this.
We won't be able to argue me anymore. I'll be calling all the stats over here as a statistician.
Or it will finally become an argument.
He's going to school so he doesn't get schooled then. Makes sense.
Oh, all right.
So this final segment is going to be a special segment because it's going to be a special final segment by Matt.
A farewell.
Yeah.
We support you, man. Thank you.
Farewell, NBA.
To the fans of Atlanta, I'm sorry to say, Tim Hardaway Jr., he just got paid. You work harder than him, break your backs every day. All he does is hit a three once every 5 games. To my own hometown, Washington, D.C. Let's pray John ain't lying when he says he'll never leave. He thinks they can win it all, but his logic isn't sound. We all know the Wizards can't make it past the second round. To the fans of Cleveland, it's been a fun ride. Just wait till next year when LeBron says goodbye. You traded away Wiggins, you trusted the hometown kid, but now even the king would rather play for Magic. From Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA, I'm here to say goodbye to the NBA. It's been a fun time, just you and me, but I'd have made a trade like our good friend Kyrie. You showed me how to dunk and how to shoot a 3, but I can't hit a free throw for the life of me. And I've been dreaming of getting in the post, but if Wilt were here, you know Dwight would be toast. Goran would look like a moron, Whiteside would get exposed, and Aldridge wouldn't score if this were the league of old. Oh, Dame would be slipping all over the floor, and Harden would be tripping right on out the door. And Dirk would play like dirt, he wouldn't have a ring. Hakeem would beat him so bad, he would wish it were a dream. And Nash would be some trash, he would be no MVP. It would have gone to Kobe as well as a 6'3". But there's one thing I'll miss. Oh, Kawhi, he's quiet, but boy, can he play. That man has more moves than words to say. So from the Wolves of Minnesota Rays of Tennessee to the Spurs of Texas, from Charlotte to the Kings. I'm here to wish farewell to this watered down league. Oh, I'll start watching again next free agency. And at night I pray to God, aka MJ, and thank my lucky stars for LeBron James. And as I dream of Kobe and his 81-point game, I whisper to my heart, farewell to the NBA. Oh, farewell, my friend.